so I got a little goofy setup here, but it works. And right here we got a clothes steamer off of Amazon, and I think it was about $13 or so. So it was pretty inexpensive. The only thing that stinks about it is that it only has a little cartridge that you can fill the water for. So it lasts about 10 to 15 minutes, and yeah, that's about it. So then you have to keep refilling it, which I've had to do maybe like 10 times or so now. So, but it's working, and these are some wet rags, and got those underneath. Just some 2 clamps holding it. This is like a 6-foot piece of scheduled 40, and after this is done, we'll pull it off, and we will screw this into the center and start clamping. Our wood, we got center marks marked on our lumber here, and here's all the clamps we're going to be using. So, yeah. Okay, and so after we have waited, a couple days, when you take it off, that's exactly what it should look like. Everything shouldn't flare out. It should, pretty much be in form. Enough to just stay there at least. And so now we can put the glue on. Now, keep in mind, this is only my second time doing this, but after you steam it, the wood is very soft, and putting these clamps on can definitely make indents in it. And most of the indents that you put in it, with some regular good clamps, they can be sanded out and you won't see them. But I made the mistake, and I used one of these clamps with some hard edges on it on this bottom, and it made 2 indents, which should be fine, and I don't particularly care. But if you were going to sell these, and or you really want it to be looking nice, definitely spend some money and get some good clamps like this. Obviously, I need some more of these good ones, but it still works. So I'll go ahead and start gluing that, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so before we get started, I am going to outline this with some masking tape, or this is some painter's tape, just so that when the glue seeps through, it doesn't stick to the form or my makeshift table here. So we're just going to lay some tape all around here in sections, so that way it's not ripping on you. Okay, so whenever you get done taping it, that's what it should look like. Just so that the form is taped and the table is taped so that, you know, your net doesn't stick to the wood and you end up ruining it or breaking it whenever you're trying to pull it off. So this is our first piece. Once we get that put back on and lined up, just like so. Keep it set here and this way. Good there. Okay. There's a mark on here, but this actually looks a little bit better shifted over, so I'm just going to make a mark on top just to know where I want the other pieces to go. So this first piece here is pine. This is a red oak. We'll put it on here. So now I didn't glue this first one. Now I am going to glue this one. So starting at the middle, I'm going to lay some glue. Don't be afraid to hog it on there, because if it does overflow, you can always sand it down. And you'd rather have too much glue than too little, because you'd rather have it just sanding it down other than letting it fall apart on you. So use the glue. Get messy on you, but I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a nice little layer of glue on there. We will go ahead and line this up again. Close. You know what? this all to, the glue isn't going to set up really extremely fast, but it will set up quickly. So, we need to get this in position. Just like so. Okay, welcome back. So it's been a couple days and I went ahead and I cut this down to length and just using a circular saw. And I sanded this down. I started with 80 grit to knock down uneven points, and after I was done with the 80 grit, I went ahead and filled with the glue over there. I filled some little spots back in. You know, the glue will make little air holes or whatever that it misses. You know, the glue doesn't quite fill up the gap, so I went ahead and filled that back up, and I let it dry and then resanded it. Did it on both sides. Resanded it with 80 and then just finished sanding it today with 220 grit. And just did that with a palm sander. Any kind of sander would work. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit it with some pre-stain. And that is this stuff right here. And I recommend it for staining things and for staining things that you really care about. Obviously, you can read all about it, but this is definitely the way to go. It's really not that expensive, and this is something that I want to have for a while, and I don't want to be regretting stuff that I do on it. So I want it to look nice, and so I got pre-stain and I got some blue. What color this was called? This was like a Pacific blue. It was, maybe it's on here. Marine blue. That's it. Marine blue. It's an oil-based stain, and it's semi-transparent. So on my previous net. Okay, so all we're going to need for this pre-stain is a 5-in-1 or something to open the can width, and then an old rag. So, making this up. Now, this was already pre-mixed, but that was a little while ago, so I'm going to go ahead and mix this now. This is just a piece off of the first piece I broke to mix it, but this is actually the outer piece that I use. Now, if you can see, it has grooves in it, and in those grooves is where I will drill in and thread my masonry line to thread the net in. So it's been about half an hour, a little over half an hour, and we're going to start to stain now. So I'm going to put on some gloves just so the stain's not on me, getting on me. So I went ahead and painted the sides, the rails, white and red. I put 2 coats on it. I just painted it with like an artist brush, a small artist brush, and some art paint just from Walmart or so. And now we are going to do the stars on top, just a little design. And I'm using a hole punch, star hole punch, just in some copy paper, and then I'm going to spray paint white over it. Now we're going to take some shellac and we are going to seal it up. Okay, we're almost there. We just got done painting the handle here, nice and dried up. And next what we're going to be doing is drilling out the holes and throwing, we're going to be using a mason line, so we're going to be throwing that in there to tie up our net. I went ahead and went with a black net, and Word offline, just type in replacement net, go ahead and measure out your net diameter, and it'll get you measurements for that, and it's relatively inexpensive.
the small line, thin line on our Mason line, and went ahead and went with a old fishing knot here, kind of keep it strong, and I used a lighter to burn down the edges. So went ahead and burned just a little bit on this thin line here, and fed it through. And now what we're going to do is take our net and line it up. So we want, let's see, we want this piece in the middle, this flat piece, to be straight. Straight on there. And once we start, we can always, you know, flex it as we go. You'll see as we continue. But once we have it set out, we are going to go ahead and start. So I want this one right here. And pull through once. Go once through here, and then on the other side I'll do it again. And the start kind of stinks because you have a ton of line. I cut about 10 feet off, and it's just, it takes long, but it's the last step. So that's what it should look like there. And after that, then you feed the small line back through the same hole. I like to take the smaller drill bit than what I used and to feed it through. Okay, we got the net all threaded up here, and our last step is to cut this off, our excess, which is right there. Cut this off, and we're going to make a knot here. We're going to take a lighter and burn it like we did on the other side. Alright, it's all done. Net, this piece is a little crooked in here, but it's fine. Everything is good, it holds good. Alright guys, well that just about does it for the video. I still gotta add a little eye hook on the bottom and attach my magnetic detachment piece to my bag. So I'll do that in another time, but just want to get this video out there and be done with it. It's the end of summer. I think that I started this in the spring. I just kept walking away from it and coming back when I had the time and kind of procrastinating it, but finally got it done, and can't wait to see what you guys think. So go ahead and leave a comment on some of your ideas, and maybe tag the video you make when you make a net. So stay tuned for some more videos, and we will catch you later.